Alright, so I just got back from a yard sale and I thought I'd make a quick little video on this Dell Dimension I just picked up for about $10, just for documentation purposes. And by the way, this is a Dell Dimension 4300. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting this computer to work. The lady before me had a sign saying unknown condition on the case, but it actually is functioning now, and I have the system specifications up on the screen right now. So there is a name on the specification screen. It says registered to, and then the original user, but I don't want you to see that. I'm too lazy to blur it out, so I'll just put my finger over it. Alright, system, obviously Microsoft Windows 2000, we're running Service Pack 4, and this computer has a Intel Pentium 4 running at 1.5 gigahertz and 130 megabytes of RAM, which is not bad for something running Windows 2000. Actually, I think this might be powerful enough to run Ubuntu Linux. Maybe Lubuntu, because UND is a bit hard on the graphics hardware. I'm not sure what type of graphics card this has. It's not integrated because there is a card inside the case. I opened it up earlier, and I will open it up again to show you guys around the computer. Yeah, and the computer right now in its current state is extremely slow. The hard drive is constantly being accessed, and the majority of the RAM is being used right now by various background processes and just junk applications. So I do plan on wiping the hard drive. I'll probably run diagnostics on both the hard drive and the memory. I'm going to see, I think these might use PC133 SD RAM, which I have 512 megabytes laying in my drawer, which I can't get open right now. I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, enough of looking at Windows 2000. Let's go ahead and open up this computer and see what's inside. So I came back like 10 minutes later after I had lunch, and this computer just smells like office. It smells like an office environment, and my whole room smells just like this computer, which is kind of gross. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this computer off. Definitely gonna clean this computer off after I take a look inside it. So these Dimensions have that really nice clamshell design where you can just push two buttons and the case opens. And I'll demonstrate that now. So there's a button on the top and there's a button on the bottom which you can't see. And you just push both of them in and lift up. Except you had to be on the right side. Oh, I didn't notice that. There we go. Now I can do it. There you go. Get in there. And we are in. So inside the case it actually looks pretty clean, and judging by the way the capacitors look, this computer hasn't had too many hours on it. None of the capacitors looked too bloated. They all look good. Then again, you can't tell until you test them, but usually a sure sign that they're bad is bulging caps, and none of them look like they're all bulging. So that's good. We can see our RAM right here. Now I'm not sure what kind, I'll have to take it out in just a minute. Our processor is under here, our Pentium 4 CPU. The graphics card that this computer is using is a ATI Rage 128 Pro, and we can see our modem right here. On the motherboard there is 4 PCI slots and 1 AGP slot, which the graphics card is in now. We could see our North bridge with a black heatsink on it. It's a little dark right there, now you can see it. And I can't find any specifications on the power supply, unfortunately. There's no label on it. It's probably like a 300 watt. I'm assuming it's probably around a 300 watt power supply. Pretty low because this is a business class machine. There's actually a fairly nice hard drive in here. It's a Maxtor 320 gigabyte IDE hard drive running at 7,200 RPM, I believe. And of course we have our floppy drive and our CD-ROM drive. And then the RAM is actually PC133 SD RAM, 128 megabytes of it. And I have 512 megabytes right here that I bought from Crucial.com about, I think it was last year actually, to upgrade my eMachine, but the RAM would not work in my eMachine T1090. And I'm not sure if that's because the computer itself was being picky about the RAM I want to use, or the RAM just doesn't work. So I'll try it out on this machine and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll probably toss it out, because that confirms that it actually does not work because I don't have another computer that uses PC133 SD-RAM, so I haven't tested it out since. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in here and see if it works. So I have both sticks of PC133 SD-RAM in this computer installed, and let's go ahead and see if it will power up. So the case is closed. Let's go ahead and see if it will power on. The amount of system memory has changed. Let's go ahead and continue. Oh, and that memory appears to be working. Look at that. Awesome. So the system now has 512 megabytes of actually I think that RAM was PC100 SD-RAM. Nope. You know what? It was PC133. Yep, PC133 SD-RAM. So that's a lot of RAM. So I'll probably be able to put Ubuntu on this now. And the system's loading so much faster now with all that RAM. It's really hauling along now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wipe this system, put either Ubuntu or Lubuntu on it. I'm not sure yet. Or I could put Linux Mint on it. Such a hard decision. There's so many Linux distros that I love and I want to try out. But first, before I do any of that, I'm going to clean this case because it is nasty and it smells like an office environment and not the good kind of office smell either. It smells musty and old. Or I guess you could call it a basement environment too, but you know, a lot of offices smell like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down with some Pledge, and then I'll go ahead and get started on wiping this machine and running some diagnostics on it. I'll run a hard drive diagnostics, and I'll check out the memory to make sure it functions properly because, as I said, I haven't tested this memory out yet. And then I can get to installing a modern operating system on it. So I didn't get to show you guys everything else that came with the computer. There's a various amount of cables and other items in this box, including this. It's a 2-wire DSL filter. The prize of this whole buy was probably this DVI cable because I really needed a DVI cable and I wasn't expecting to buy one at this garage sale. I didn't even know it was in this box. The lady said, I asked her if I could buy the computer for $10 and she's like, sure. I asked her, there was a bunch of other stuff in the box that the computer was in, including this. And there was some like family tree, it wasn't even related to computers, like a family tree chart that you could fill out. It had nothing to do with this. But she said I could take everything in the box. So that's exactly what I did. So for $10 I got all this and the computer that still works along with the keyboard, plus some weird family tree chart that I gave to my sister. Alright, so I got that DVI cable as well. There's a Ethernet cable right here, tangled in all this. I'm not going to be able to get all this out. Phone modem filter, or not filter, but phone modem cable. There's a telephone adapter, or splitter. What else is in here? There's nothing in the boxes. The boxes are empty. I already checked. There was also a floppy drive containing hard drive diagnostics and other utilities for this desktop. And there was a CD for a Dell 1907 FP color monitor. I'm guessing this is just the instruction, this documentation, and probably some drivers. Actually, I think I have the same monitor, I want to say. Let me see, I'm not sure which one this is. I think it is the same monitor. No, it's the 1908 FP. And then you can see the label right here that was from the garage sale. As I said, I didn't buy it for $15. I talked it down to $10 because I really didn't want to pay $15 for this computer because I didn't actually know if it worked. I'm in the system BIOS right now because I have to set the primary boot device to the CD-ROM drive, and I'm not even sure if the CD-ROM drive works right now. So I have DBAN, which is Derek's Boot and Nuke. It's a hard drive wiping software in the CD-ROM drive right now, and I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the BIOS because I did just set the primary boot device to the CD-ROM drive, and I'm going to see if it'll boot up DBAN. CD-ROM drive spinning up right now. Oh, yep, D-band did boot up, so the CD-ROM drive is functional. I'm currently have the Lubuntu 13.04 live CD in the CD-ROM drive, and I am booting off that to see how Lubuntu runs. As you know, the really annoying thing about this is that Lubuntu 13.10 is coming out on the 17th, which is only a couple days away from today. And when it does come out, I'm going to have to do a full reinstall of Lubuntu on this system. And my sister system, I have decided to go ahead and give up my e-machine and give it to my sister. And I'm not complaining because this computer is much faster than my e-machine is. And actually, I have a assortment of AGP graphics cards that I've been dying to try out, and I haven't gotten a computer with a AGP slot on the motherboard until now. So this is going to be a great computer to try out all of my graphics cards that I bought from my previous garage sales. And I'll, of course, I'll do that in a separate video. I don't have time to do that right now because currently, it's, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's 12:52 in the morning. So, I'm about to go to bed here in just a couple minutes after I get Lubuntu installed and shower. So I'm going to go ahead and install Lubuntu. And that'll probably take somewhere around an hour, and then we'll see how the computer performs. So I went ahead and decided to start switching out or swapping out some cards out of this computer, and I found the best one for my needs. Here's the ATA. No, ATA. It's really late. It's like I'm not sure. It's 2:13 in the morning, so this will probably be my last clip. But as you can see, I have the ATI Rage 128 Pro right now. You can take a closer look at that card right now. I haven't been able to find the specs on this card, like actually labeled on the card, but I'll go ahead and go online, and then when I actually edit the video, I'll go ahead and edit in the specs. So that should be up on the video right now, actually, since I would have edited it. And then here's one of the cards I tried out. Once again, another generic card. Not sure what it is. And yeah, two VGA ports. It's probably decently powerful. The heatsink for the GPU has a fan on it, so I can assume that the clock rate for the GPU is somewhat high. And yeah, I bought this one. I bought at a yard sale for $2, and then and it does work. And the one that I have in the computer right now is a much nicer card. It's a EVGA GeForce 6200 AGP graphics card with 256 megabytes of DDR2 video RAM. And then I have that in the card I have that in the computer right now. But there is a slight problem. Not sure if you can see that right now, but the capacitors on this video card are starting to bulge, and I haven't noticed any distortion caused by poor filtering on the screen. As you can see, I have a video playing right now, and there's no distortion, no visible distortion on the screen at this moment. Maybe when it heats up there might start to be, but as far as I can tell, the bulging capacitors aren't having any effect on the video card's performance as of now. Now, in the future, those capacitors will have to be replaced, or I'll just swap out the card, but most likely I'll just replace the capacitors, because this is a really nice card, and the capacitors would probably be only around $5 for a whole new set to replace all of them. And I'm sorry if things have been a bit out of place. I have absolutely no time to make this video. I'm probably not going to be able to edit it together until the week after this, because tomorrow's it's Saturday. Well, actually, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, and tomorrow's homework day. Yay! Full day of AP homework and all that other good stuff. Yeah, and the video may seem kind of odd because a lot of the parts were scattered around. I made the first part of this video at 1 o'clock, and it's like 13 hours later. So yeah, the video clips are scattered in the sense of time. But once again, I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. After this video, I'm going to go ahead and take some pledge and wipe down the inside of this case because the thing just smells awful. It's disgusting. My whole room smells like the inside of this computer now, and it's not pleasant. And of course, next week I'm going to have to do routine maintenance on this computer. I'm going to reapply thermal paste to the CPU heatsink. I'm going to open up the power supply and get all the dust out of there because I'm sure there's a massive, well, maybe not because there's not too much dust in the computer case itself, but I'm sure there's some dust inside the power supply, and I would like this power supply to last a while. The specs of the power supply are on the bottom, but the camera can't see them, and actually I can't see them either. So I'm not going to be able to read those off too at this moment. And I just love the massive amount of thought that Dell puts into their computers. This one's really easy to service, and there's a lot of neat little features if you look around. So not just the clamshell design, which makes the computer super easy to service. As you can see now, all you have to do is open the clamshell case with those two clips. But there's also little tabs on the IDE cable, so if you want to pull an IDE cable out, you don't risk the chance of tearing the cable itself. And they're on every single drive. There's an orange one on the CD-ROM drive, a black one on the floppy drive, and a blue one on the hard drive. Also, they covered up the Molex connectors for the power supply to ensure that no dust gets in there or they don't end up shorting with anything. That's a really nice touch. There's another covered one here. And last but not least, they left a sufficient amount of mounting brackets, extra mounting brackets on the bottom side of the case. And of course, the PCI slot holder just opens with the push of a clip, which I think is kind of stupid because it doesn't hold things in very well. I would prefer to use a screw, which you can actually. I can get it open here, I'll show you. You can still use a screw to secure your cards because the little bracket holder doesn't seem to hold the cards in position too well. The heatsink for that graphics card is getting hot because I left that video playing up there. But anyway, I'm sorry I rambled on a little bit. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this video for the, what has it been, the third time I've said it. And I will see you next time. Yeah, so that's about it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just post a comment in the comments section. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.